I ignored my date's 12 red flags, and now I'm paying for it. This is OKOP, the home of the craziest stories on earth. I'm Sam. And John, what is your red flag?
My red flag is that I do not believe in red flags.
Bro, that's a walking red flag right there. Does not exist.
I'm not holding anything. I read your sweater and I read nothing.
Yeah, he's colorblind.
I'm flag blind.
I thought I'd switch it up a bit from an Am I the A-hole post to a date from hell.
Oh, God.
This is a long story, but a lot happened on this date. So this is back in 2019, 6 months after I, 23 female, now 19 female then, got my heart broken for the very first time. Nothing like the first love heartbreak, you know? I never was fond of love. So when I actually experienced it, I was devastated when I lost it. It took a while to get back on my feet, but when I did, I was immediately reminded of why dating sucks.
Yeah.
When I hit the 6-month mark for my breakup, one of my friends suggested I go on Tinder/dating apps to get my mind off my ex. Rebounding, not the best solution, but led me to greater things. So I created a profile and immediately got matches. All right, OP, we get it. You're hot.
All right.
Back then, I was heavily into memes and bonded with one dude. Let's call him Dylan, 21 male, fake name. We would send our meme collection and make a lot of jokes. Laughing again felt nice. Not long after connecting, I agreed to go on a date with him.
Is Dylan's real name Riley?
Ooh, big protein.
Timeline is kind of matching up a little bit.
It is. Although I think Riley mainly mains like Hinge. I don't think he's much of a Tinder guy.
Hey.
Is that true, Riley?
Yeah, I'm not. I got scared of Tinder. That's an okay story time, right?
Oh, why Riley
okay,
is
story
afraid
time.
of Tinder. Why Riley is afraid of Tinder is a great story title.
Best
I'm ready.
title. Wow.
Now, I want to clarify. This guy was super nice and a good person. The odds were just not in his favor on how successful the date was, considering all the signs pointed to it not working out. It started with him picking me up. It was raining super hard that day, so I waited at my apartment window to see when he arrived. He texted me he was there, but I didn't see any new cars pull up. I went outside on my balcony to get a lay of the land / parking lot, and I spotted a Jeep Cherokee that matched his description across the lot, 2 buildings down. I texted him explaining he was at the wrong building. He seemed confused on where to go, so I told him to stay put and I would walk over there. Unfortunately, my sister took the only umbrella we had in the apartment for work. My umbrella was in my car that my sister also took to work, so I was forced to freeball it in the rain. It wouldn't have been that bad if it weren't for Zeus bringing the full wrath down on us.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Red-ish flag for maybe him not like going up to the door or whatever.
Yeah, I would have been like, no, just we're going to work this out. Give me instructions. I'm pulling up your door so you don't have to run in the rain. For sure.
For sure. I would say tiny red flag. I walked over to his car, couldn't run due to kneecap issues. And by the time I got in, my makeup was heavily smeared. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. She probably spent time on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. What's so funny, Riley?
It's just like your comment was funny.
What? Why?
You're just a great podcast. I was what can I say?
I just forgot women take time to put makeup on.
What? How long do you take to get ready for a first date? I'm curious. What? Because like for me, it's just like put on a t-shirt.
Wow.
Shaver. I go through a routine.
Sam will not spend more than 5 minutes getting ready for
And
his
that's
dates.
why his red flag of being a fuckboy is confirmed.
This may start like 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah, to get my head space right and like getting ready.
Riley's meditating. I will find my wife. I will find my wife. We did our greetings, and I apologize for the confusion, not sure why. Then, as he backed out, I started fixing my makeup. This is red flag number 1. As we drove, I started to look around the vehicle, some trash here and there, but not too bad. There was rust on the car floor with a small hole.
It's a little rough.
I was a little anxious about the fact that I could see the road underneath.
That's a little tough. I was like, yeah, confirmed. Confirmed. That's a little...
I'm not going to car shame anyone for sure.
You're right.
That has to be some kind of safety hazard to see the floor.
Yeah, totally. But honestly, your comment is right. Maybe
And it's raining. There's probably like water coming through that hole.
Yeah.
At least get a cork or something to plug it up.
he doesn't deserve to be clowned on because, like, hey, maybe he's like on the grind. This is the car I have. But if I were him, I would maybe, because also sometimes the girl is comfortable driving herself there. I would have been like, oh, you want to meet at this like midway point.
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't have a car though. It is a nice move of him coming to her house.
Yes.
You know?
You've met beforehand, but first time meeting strangers, I'm always about like meeting at the place. I always offer, but if they decline, I'm like green flag.
Yeah. Agreed. I used to be on the side of the road so much that I get anxiety anytime I'm in sketchy vehicles. Why are you on the side of the road all the time?
She doesn't have a car.
I guess waiting for buses? I don't know.
Maybe.
As I was observing this, a loud squeaking sound came from the dash. He laughed and said, "Sorry, she likes to squeal." Then proceeded to bang on the dash until the sound stopped.
That's
He's like, "Shut the fuck up."
I'm sorry, both at the same time, because that's hilarious.
Yeah, you like when all that's happening, I guess you just have to.
You just roll with the punches, baby.
Yeah, make some funny. This encounter made me anxious in his car and eventually from the date. Picking up the fact that he said she reminded me of an ex naming his vehicle. He would also refer to the car as him. Yeah, this is my baby Megan.
Oh, God.
I know that there is someone in this room that also has a female name for his car.
Oh.
Yep. I name all of my vehicles women because I would never be inside of a man.
You never know until you try, baby.
Is that a red flag for Riley? Put your answer to the comments. What's her name, Riley?
Fifi.
My smile dropped. Little did this guy know that 2 weeks prior, I just kicked out my ex-friend Megan for tons of drama. It was an ugly fallout from friends to roommates to strangers. Sign 3. I didn't tell Dylan this. Instead, I complimented the name and changed the subject. I mean, like, that's not a red flag.
No.
Because
it's not the same person.
it's not the same person. It's just the name, but it could be a message from the universe.
Yeah.
Could be.
This whole time, he was driving 2 towns over for our date, a 40-minute drive. This town is where I actually worked, but it's also where my ex lived. I asked him where we were going. He responded with a name of my favorite Chinese buffet since he knew I liked Chinese food, which I think is a green flag.
There you go.
There you go.
I was excited at first, but then I remembered. My ex and I went there almost every weekend when I would stay nights with him. So many memories came rushing back of us laughing in the booths and getting our grub on. I still kept up conversation, but deep down, I was questioning if I was actually ready to move on.
OP, that's not his fault,
But
right?
she's not saying it's his fault. She's just saying, oh, maybe I'm not ready to be dating right
sign
now.
number 4. Got you.
When we pulled up, he decided to park in the very back. So it was a walk to the front. I was a little disappointed since there were closer spots. Like I mentioned earlier, my kneecap issues. Nonetheless, I sucked it up and we made our way to the door. He saw I was stretching my back as we walked and thought it was a good time to do the same. The dude started twisting his arms / torso super fast, resulting in him accidentally clipping my head.
Oh, God.
He apologized immediately, asking if I was okay. I laughed it off and told him I was fine, even though I could feel a bump already forming.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
This is just not going well.
I think bro is just like, he's just one of those guys that just, it's not working.
It's just not working.
He's not
Yeah,
malicious.
it's not malicious. It's just, one of those days.
He's one of those days.
Everybody has those days. Everybody makes mistakes. As we entered the restaurant, he went up to the booth and yelled, "How much for 2?" I stood there embarrassed because everyone looked at us. I dislike being the center of attention, especially from a crowd. This will come into play later. The hostess stared at him in confusion, then proceeded to explain the menu. We then got escorted to our booth, which of course was the same booth my ex and I sat for our first date.
Oh, God.
Oh man. I feel like the cards are stacked against this guy.
Oh, we're already 7 deep. Like,
60. Ooh, but
what?
yeah.
60.
But the real number.
Yeah. Here's the real number, guys.
For context, whenever I ask a question, John immediately ignores that question and said, but the real question is, true OKOP fans will know.
And then proceeded to do it like 10 more times after they pointed out I was doing that.
Once we got the drinks ordered, we made our way to the buffet area. I grabbed my plate and immediately made my way to my favorite dish, coconut shrimp, which is bomb. The way they made it here was a little bit different. It had more sauce than the shavings, and it was delicious. I started to pile it on my plate. I don't typically eat out often, so when I do, I make it worth it, knowing I'll pay for it in the gym later. Dylan walked over to me saying, "Wow, that's a lot of shrimp."
Oh,
me
buddy.
replying with a big smile, "Oh yeah, it's my favorite. Do you want some?" Him, "No thank you, I'm allergic to shellfish," which I feel like that's foreshadowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I look at him confused and my mind was racing. Isn't coming to a Chinese buffet a bad decision then? Granted, he was being thoughtful, but doesn't sound very safe. I then proceeded, how bad was his allergy? He stated, "Very deadly."
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Which is a weird way to say like, oh yeah, like how bad's your allergy? Deadly. Not like, oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, deadly. It will kill me.
If it is.
Yeah, I guess good to know.
Yeah.
I look back at my plate, making note of everything in that restaurant that was considered shellfish. I knew if I wanted some action, I couldn't have shellfish on my lips.
Yeah.
I don't know how it fully works. Even if we didn't go there, I didn't want to accidentally touch him with shellfish residue. So I sadly scooped out the shrimp, put my plate in the dirty bin, and got a new one. I only got non-shellfish items on my new plate and missed out on my favorite shrimp. Sign number 7.
Oof.
Big yikes.
Oh,
Lots of signs. It's just not going well.
It's just, you know.
For no fault of either of them, it's just not, they're not jiving.
No, it's not going down. It's not working.
When we finally sat down to eat, conversation was going fine at first. I did notice that he had a habit of talking very loudly, where I kept my voice consistently mellow and low for the restaurant setting. As we talked, families of 5 or 6 were being seated around us, with kids ranging 5 to 13. I usually curse like a sailor, but with kids around, I tried to hold it back since I dislike public scenes. I let one slip and then apologized, stating the sailor comment. He said it was fine, and he curses a lot too sometimes. Then he started very loudly saying every curse word in the book. I look over at the families and they were all staring at us like bad tact, but the man's heart is in the right place. He's tried. He's like, oh, don't worry. Fuck shit.
he just doesn't get it. It's unfortunate.
I feel like he's just like a little socially awkward.
Yeah.
You know, the parents looked at us with annoyed looks. I put my head down, laughing it off, and got back to eating. Sign number 8.
Mm-hmm.
We finished our meal, got the ticket, then made our way to pay. As we were walking back to the front counter, he moaned, "My back."
My neck.
My
back.
And started to do the arm torso twist. I immediately stepped back. Unfortunately, a waitress was walking by with drinks and she had to duck out of the way to ensure he didn't smack the tray.
No.
Even with her daring escape, 2 drinks did spill.
Oh.
She glared at us as I walked behind him and mouthed sorry to her.
Yikes.
At this point, I decided dating probably wasn't the best choice for me. However, I was still considering doing the deed with him.
What?
As shallow as it sounds, I'm 6 foot. Dang, OP. Tall. And he was 6'3". Dang. This is rare for me to find taller guys. And I don't discriminate against short kings. But as a tall girl, sometimes it's nice not always being the tall one. Especially back then, I never had been with a tall guy. So we pay, I hop in his car, and I ask, what's next?
Ooh.
He told me he bought a scary movie for us to watch at his apartment since I like scary movies. Oh, and she's going to be
It's
like,
going
oh
down.
my God, I'm so scared. No. Typically, I wouldn't have went, but it fell in line with the end goal.
Thanks.
His apartment was about 10 minutes away. When we arrived, I was amazed how nice the apartment was. Like high quality designer apartment, 10 times nicer than mine. It had a warm, cozy vibe. There was so much decoration to look at. It even had a beaded curtain going into laundry room to create a door. Complete 180 from his car.
That's so weird. Why does he have a car with a hole in it and like a luxury apartment?
I know.
That's a little weird.
I would rather have a nice house than a nice car.
You're 100% right.
Like, I mean, I didn't have a car until like a year ago.
Yeah.
I told him I loved his apartment and he responded, thanks, my brother decorated it. Then proceeded to point out to where his brother's room was. Was all I could say. Then he escorted me to his room, which was straight ahead from the entry door. His room was nothing like the well-decorated apartment. It was a clutter with large furniture, shelf bed, full-size couch across from the room from the bed, big dresser with a TV on it. This made the room feel smaller and didn't help. It was a little messy with clothes and trash. This was a sign to me because of past experiences with my mother. She was a hoarder and we also had messy homes growing up, so cluttered spaces aren't ideal. We sit down on the couch, him to my left, and get the movie started. The movie was The Nun, which I had already seen but didn't say anything due to not expecting to watch it anyways. Nice, OP.
Wait. You guys don't watch scary movies, do you?
Not really, no.
Okay, me neither. If you do like scary movies, how do you aren't you scared something's gonna happen and you're like, whatever you're doing, you get scared and like people jerk when they get scared?
Oh,
and,
interesting. I've never considered that.
Well, I feel like screaming in the movies is similar to screaming in coitus.
Perfect camouflage.
Yeah.
Especially if you have roommates living with your
Exactly.
brother. Brother hearing that. Oh my God.
Auto parts.
Ow! Ow!
Puts his now shoeless feet on the bed across from us to lay back. When he does this, I notice his socks were the white and gray socks with a hole in each big toe.
There we go.
Hey, man's matching his car.
Yeah.
I dislike feet, but the main problem was the fact my ex-stepdad used to have socks like that all the time with the holes in them. My stepdad was very mean to my family, so seeing those socks just made me frown. I mean, again,
Poor guy. I
feel like he's getting like this reminded me of
guilty by association.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here.
But to be fair, like if I'm going on a date, I'm wearing socks without holes in them.
Yep.
yes. Yeah.
Gotta have one pair of socks without holes. Come on. I remind myself that he's cute and tall and refocused on the TV.
There we go.
He had his arm around me as I lean into the couch / him. I waited for him to make a move, but he never did. I actually have an okay story time about this.
Ooh, there we go.
We made it through the entire movie without a single move. I thought to myself, maybe he was just being respectful to not interrupt it. He asked if I wanted to watch another. I told him yes, thinking this one is the one stuff we'll... And nope.
Oh.
I pushed up my chest, giving him a view. Oh my God, where are we going, OP?
Yeehaw.
And even had my hand on his leg close to the goods. Still made it through the whole movie without anything happening. After the second movie, he asked if I wanted to watch another. I respond with a sure, thinking I'll just make the move. 15 minutes into the movie, I sparked up a conversation, then kissed him. The kiss was interesting. I had my mouth closed, only doing lips. This dude was kind of eating my lips with how wide his mouth was opening. As we pull back, I notice he is smiling ear to ear. I asked what? He then told me I've never done that before. At this point, all the puzzle pieces started falling into place. I was thinking of what to do next because I didn't want to be the guy's first time, especially since I knew I wasn't going to date him. Plus, risk of pregnancy went up. Yes, we were going to use protection, but I still didn't want to risk it. So as we made conversation, I texted my sister to call me that she locked herself out of the apartment and needed to come home. 10 minutes later, she called with her story of locking her keys in her car and the spare is locked in the apartment. Do girls do that?
Yeah.
That's like the classic thing, dude. You didn't know that?
I have a migraine right before the date.
And correct me if I'm listen. 90% women watching. Correct me if I'm wrong. At times you'll have like the on-call friend that's like, "Yo, if I need to get out,
Let me know."
here's the thing." Or they're just in general like they maybe if they don't set it up in advance, but they're like, "You're my person."
You know what? If that is the case, I like a good challenge.
What do you mean?
I like a good call.
Elaborate.
If every date that I've been on, there's been an on-call friend, they have never been called.
Oh yeah, you're saying like you like
You've
knowing
never
that
had a call on a date where it's like, oh, I gotta leave.
they never escaped.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've had one
They
either.
never escaped. Oh God, what am I?
Never escaped.
They never escaped a Riley date.
I had the phone turned up so he could hear. He then asked if we needed to go, and we did. What sucked is we had a 40-minute drive all the way back to my apartment. This is why you drive your own vehicles. I was already anxious in this car. However, what made the drive hell was the playlist he chose.
Oh no.
He was playing the Mary Poppins musical playlist from the musical that just came out. What he also didn't know about me is I dislike musicals.
Oh no.
The only one I can stand is Rock of Ages with Tom Cruise. So the whole way back, I just was sitting there as the guy was jamming to musical music. By the time we get to my apartment, I'm starting to get a headache from its high-pitched singing. He turned off the radio, looked at me, then immediately went to kiss me. Or should I say, eat my mouth.
Yeah.
I leaned back and asked him to stop doing the mouth motion he was doing. He did, and I told him that was better. I thanked him for the evening, got out, and waved him off. I talked to him a couple days after that, unsure of how to break it off. Then eventually told him I didn't think I was over my ex and wasn't ready for anything serious, which I think is true.
Totally fair. Yeah, she doesn't owe him anything. I don't think.
We
Yeah,
understood. Then we went separate ways. After going through that date, I concluded dating was overrated. I still kept the apps, however, for my hoe phase I had. I know people look down on that kind of stuff, but during that time, I was actually living. Going to parties, having adventures. It healed me in its own way. Then the next year after, I met my now boyfriend, and we have been together ever since.
Hey, there we go. Love that.
Also to clarify, I know some of the things I judged Dylan on were maybe harsh. The recent heartbreak didn't help. Unfortunately for Dylan, he just kept bringing back places I didn't want to be. I do hope he's doing okay. I also hope you guys enjoyed the story. Would love outside input / thoughts on this interesting dates.
Well, we have some interesting takes for you.
We do. So, I mean, like, I guess, what do you think of how she told Dylan? Like, I don't want to go on another date.
Perfectly acceptable. She doesn't owe him anything. She doesn't have to be his friend.
And she was also honest too. Like,
And she's honest.
I think it was obvious from a lot of the story that she wasn't completely over her ex.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, I think she handled it very well. Very well. Super solid.
I agree. And it's just like, it's not necessarily like, I don't think Dylan's a bad guy or anything.
Poor guy,
just,
man.
You know, it's just what he wasn't jiving.
He's just a little bit of a hapless klutz.
Yeah.
And he means I feel bad for him, man. He's out here trying.
Yeah. Trying his darndest.
Stretching his back.
Elbowing anyone who comes his way.
In his way. I mean, actually, if you think about it, if he's 6'3", think about his wingspan, his elbow span.
Dude, he's huge.
He's a helicopter, just like
And he's probably big. I mean, he's big. 6'3" is big. So
Exactly.
taller than all of us.
big boy, big bones. Yeah.
But Riley, you have an okay story time?
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. I'm excited for this one.
Okay, so have I told you about the time I went on a Tinder date?
I don't
When?
think so.
This is back in Tennessee.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So I found this girl. I was like into redheads for a bit. Still am. I don't know. I love all women.
Redheads who love Riley, comment below. Continue.
Riley had his eye on this redhead at our party recently.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was taken. Anyways. But I found this Reddit online. I was like, oh, I texted my brother a screenshot. I was like, dude, I need to find her. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then I saw her on Tinder and I was like, dude, I found her. I swiped on her. She swiped back. I was like, just interested because she had red hair. I was going to take her to my local coffee shop and it was like an hour late. She like didn't show up 30 minutes and then she was like another, and it closed. And I know the people at the coffee shop and I was like, hey, can I get 2 coffees? And her name's Molly. I can say Molly. Molly was like, what do you want? And I was like, I'll take a cafe or an iced latte. And then I looked down and I saw what she wanted and she wanted a frappuccino. And I was like, no.
What?
Because they hate making frappuccinos and frappuccinos are not a coffee. I'm sorry. They're a milkshake.
Damn.
They're not a coffee. I'm a black coffee drinker. I don't know what that puts me out there, but
I think we need to spark a serious debate with everyone watching.
Is Frappuccino a coffee?
I'll give it coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, if it has coffee in it, it's a coffee.
anyways, she asked for that. That was red flag number 1 in my head. She was like, you can come to my apartment. And I was like, all right.
Here we go.
So she goes to the local school I was at and I go to her apartment. I knock on the door, open it up. It's both of her roommates, not even her. It's both of her roommates there. And I'm like,
all right.
She's like, hey, blah, blah, blah is getting ready. She'll be ready soon. And so I sit awkwardly in the living room with both of her roommates trying to like make conversation.
You're so good at conversation, though.
And I did great. But I was like, it was like, was this before Bali? I don't know. Anyways, it was just like weird. And I went there, I sat down and I was talking to him and then she was ready and she looked nothing like her Tinder profile.
Did she have red hair?
She did have red hair. But like the way she did her red hair, I was like, oh my God, this isn't right. Like,
was it dyed? Do you think?
It was like, don't judge me. It just looked different from the pictures and it was like curly and like very fluffy and really red.
Like Hermione? Like Hermione
in the book?
Like the chick from last night.
First episode. What?
Like the chick from last night or the night before.
Wait.
That kind of red. Like Loki maybe died.
Oh, well, yeah.
She was a redhead. I don't know. I don't even think she was. I don't know what's real and
What's real and what's fake? That's the question.
Riley's being hoodwinked.
Yeah.
wearing that and like it just didn't. She did not look at her profile.
Wait, so you're saying dyed hair is a red flag for you?
No, I do like red dyed hair, but I just don't know if it's real.
You didn't know if hers was real or not.
Did her hair? It was a red flag for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
A red hair, red flag.
Yeah. Then I go into her bedroom and she keeps the door open, which is fine. But she has like a bunny, like a small bunny. And you know what? Great for her. And she did have like anxiety that she was working through and like she was very like, so I was trying to like just play it cool.
Yeah.
Try to be very calm, be like, oh, that's really nice. And like her bunny was around. But the red flag wasn't the bunny.
Okay.
It was how many toys and how many places the bunny had to sleep. That was a red flag for me. She had like 3 places for the bunny to sleep and like a bunch of like different toys and stuff like that. And I was like to me, if you have a pet, you give it like 1 spot and like a few toys, you don't give it like spoil it. Because if you spoil it, I had an ex that like had a dog and they spoiled the dog and they treated the dog better than her.
Right.
And it was like messed
right.
up. So like that's my mindset.
So you
behind,
think
like,
the red flag is how much she loves this bunny, this anxious girl who's just looking for connection.
Sam's putting Riley in the hot seat today, ladies and gentlemen.
you know, like you can give the bunny things, but if you're just like
So
consistently
you were jealous
buying-
of the bunny.
You know,
you were like, the bunny is getting more attention than me. How many places do you have for Riley to sleep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This happened at like, dang, I'm not even gonna how to talk about that. So this happened at like 2:00 on a Friday. And
PM?
Yes.
Okay.
And the only thing that was gonna save me from this was John, because we had a meeting at 4:00 and it was currently 3. And I just had to wait out an hour. And then we just talked about her bunny. She played soccer, all these different things. And then it was getting close to the time for the thing. And I knew I could have been like, hey, John, I got to push it back. I'm talking to this chick. He would have understood.
Yeah.
But
John's a real one.
John's a real one.
I got you, bro.
And I was like, sorry, I cannot miss it. Like, I have to go. And I was like, but we can like hang out later or whatever. Those were lies I was telling her. And then we got up, I left. And then I just talked to John through it. I don't even think he remembered, but like, I was just
To be honest, I don't.
yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, dude, you saved me from this. And then she hit me up like later that day, tried to hang out, but I was like, it was just awkward. I couldn't. And it was so weird. So I don't think I'll ever go on another Tinder date because that was just a whole.
It ruined the whole platform for Riley. And he'll never date a person who has a bunny ever again.
Yeah.
No, just don't spoil it like that. Like, I don't know.
You know what I'll give you? Because what you could have said, you could have like stretched the truth a little bit and been like, oh, the meeting's at 3. So she was an hour late too, right? That's like hour late. You waited for an hour, you drive over. I think you would have been totally okay with being like, all right, I'm going to fudge the numbers a little bit. I'm going to say the meeting's an hour earlier and be like, hey, I got this meeting came. You don't understand. I'm going to get fired, you know?
Yeah, I did. I was like, it's super important. We're doing this and that.
Yeah. But you didn't. But you stayed. You gave her the hour, which
I gave her the thing. And like sometimes whenever I meet person, all I need is like 10 seconds. And then I'm like, I'm going to go on the second date. And that's all I need. And the first 10 seconds I met her, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to happen. So
that's funny.
Yeah, that's my Tinder thing.
Why Riley will never Tinder again.
Yeah.
You got a story for us?
Yeah, I have a little story for you guys. It's more like I need kind of your advice.
Oh, I'm very excited now.
Okay, so at our party the other day, there was this girl that was a friend.
Yep.
I see where we're going.
And
can you give me one more non-descriptive descriptor to help unlock it for me?
Does she listen to the pod?
No.
Okay.
No, no one listens. There's no way she's listening to every episode of the pod.
Maybe she listens to this one.
There's no way any of our direct friends listen to every episode of the pod besides Riley. Why, do you think someone does?
She's called me and talked to me about it.
Who?
The person?
Plant girl.
Plant girl?
The one that like wrote me a letter.
Oh,
she
listens to the pod.
So I gotta like.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't think anyone we know.
She would know that from that.
Another descriptor, she was at the party.
Right.
Stay super
Help
late.
unlock it for me.
She was one of the last people that was staying there. She sat next to me on the couch.
I like one of her friends.
Yeah.
Yep. Done.
So like I'm just really not looking for, I think I've gone on like a couple date-ish things and I'm just like very much not looking for a relationship right now or looking to hook up with anyone. I'm looking to be
What are you looking for, Sam?
looking to be like just focus on my friends and my friendships and OKOP.
Fair
right?
enough.
Just like, you know.
Is he out of the F-boy territory, ladies and gentlemen?
Trending out.
I'm trying to trend out. And this girl that I see as a friend was like kind of like I was watching a movie and she was like tucking a thumb in my waistband. And what?
Whoa.
Like not like all the way in, but like feel it like
Get a little Sam Salon.
you know, and just being a little touchy. And like I was dancing with my sister and swing dancing, and then we danced, and I think she was looking for like
A little more action.
Possibly, right? And I think she's great. I'm not interested in that way. So my question to you guys and to the audience is what point do you say explicitly like, hey, I am not interested in anything but friendship with you? And do you even say that?
This is one for the ages. This is a big one. But okay, I do think I have some decent thoughts on it.
And knowing Riley, you kind of saw what was happening at the party. Maybe John didn't see it as much, but
No, I noticed nothing.
Okay,
I'm very unobservant. It is what it is. But I think that you, for now, I mean, you know, thumb in the waistband, we're approaching that territory, but for now, keep dropping the hints of friendship. And if it ever, it's a gray line.
And I never like pushed it away, but I didn't like reciprocate.
Yes,
I was just kind of like staying like neutral, but like it was like she was like touching my leg and stuff, and like I was just like, you know.
I think if it goes any further than that like I definitely think
like
it's
super uncomfortable.
No, I wasn't uncomfortable.
Right.
Like I'm not.
it's more so just like communicating. You don't want to.
I'm to be clear, I'm not uncomfortable at all. But it's just like I don't. You know, there's by not saying that I'm not interested. Like it's like, am I leading things on? Because like we've hung out one-on-one. Like we got ice cream together, but like I would get ice cream with Riley, and doesn't mean like I'm looking for him to like put his hand in my waistband. You know.
Yeah. I mean, speak for yourself, bro.
Don't ever take me to ice cream.
Uh-oh. Riley, want to get some ice cream, buddy? But just keep dropping as heavy friend hints as you can.
Yeah.
Until it, like right now, she's entered the gray zone. And once she kind of crosses that threshold right out of the gray zone, like maybe like leans over or whatever, like maybe then saying something.
You could do what they do on Parks and Rec. Ron, whenever someone's getting too chummy with him, he'll call him like another name. You could be like, oh, thanks.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
We now know that her name is not either Sarah or Tom.
We're whittled.
Wow, way to use one of my exes.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, really? Sorry, you have so many. I don't know what not to say.
It's kind of hard. We don't got a lot of room over here. You know what I'm saying?
Guys.
We kid. Hey, you had Riley in the hot seat earlier. He's just returning fire. He's just returning fire.
Starting the fire.
But that's what I'm thinking for now.
So you're saying don't there's no need to say anything now
Yet.
but like next like party where she kind of
If it gets there, you know.
it was also weird because we were like sitting with like other people on the couch too, so I didn't want to be like, there wasn't really a conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it is like, and maybe I'm being too light on it, but I feel like unless it like really really gets like boils up to a point, it's maybe not worth the,
It's so hard being like friends with someone and letting them know that you're not interested in them and yet still having them around.
One of my friends had a girlfriend that was kind of like becoming too interested in him. And he was like, I feel like she's a little bit too interested with me. I think it's probably time that I have a talk with her.
But they were
had a talk and he had a talk with her. It was like, hey, just want to be clear, like we're friends.
So they weren't, a girlfriend isn't like a friend that was a girl, not.
Yeah. A friend that was a girl was like being a little bit too.
Right. When you said girlfriend, I thought they're in a relationship. They recognize each other's boyfriend and girlfriend. He's like, you're just too interested in me. A friend who was a girl.
Friend.
Yeah.
Always tricky. How should we approach this, ladies? How would you want?
Yeah. I would love to know from our audience, like what do you think is like the best way to approach it? Is it to have like a conversation with her, or is it to wait until, I don't know, a further moment?
Yeah. Such a bomb to drop. So tricky.
Yeah, because it makes it like I don't want to
you don't want to hurt the friendship.
I don't want to hurt the friendship
and like hurt her feelings or anything. Yeah. Oh, that is tough. Help us out, ladies.
Yeah, let us know. Riley, did you notice anything at the
100%, dude. Yeah, I was low-key getting some vibes like that. Did she have anything to
drink?
Yeah.
Probably a little bit.
Okay, because like I was talking to her and she was giving me those eyes.
She was giving you eyes, Riley?
Also, I don't know if you overheard this. someone threw up in the toilet. I think I cleaned it up a little bit yesterday. Yeah, it was just a little thing on the bidet. Like I bet they closed it, not even realizing that there was like a little splotch there. But I'm like, yes. And then Christian was like, oh yeah, like I heard someone yakking. Yeah.
Okay, I have more context on this because there was a lot of like things on the floor, like beads, some pants material.
Oh.
Who had the pants?
It was a female.
Yeah.
Was it Megan?
No way. She wasn't. No, she went home early.
She definitely went in there though.
There was another girl with glitter and like sequins in her hair too. Sequin pants and then sequin hair. Two different people.
No, because she left early.
One blonde
too.
girl, one dark haired girl.
And Alina had like little thing, like they were bigger.
Yeah.
The case of the missing thrower upper.
We're giving y'all this is some OKOP personal tea today. My goodness, we're going deep.
You know what I
Steeping
want
it.
Yeah.
deep into?
This next story.
All right, let's do it. Nice transition.
Also, this comes from our beautiful OK fam, from Personality Patient 14. They submit our subreddit r/OKOP show. So if you want to submit your story, go to r/OKOP show or call us at 440-508-6567. Let's get into this story.
I met my boyfriend on a dating site and I don't think things will ever be the same. What should I do? Sam, everyone watching, what should OP do?
I mean, don't have much context to go on here.
No, zero. Yeah, zero
But
actually.
sometimes dating app people can be a little sketchy. I once heard a story of someone meeting an axe murderer. I told you that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That was crazy.
It can be okay story time.
That one's insane. All our true crime gals would love it.
Yeah, that was.
That one's insane.
Yikes. Honestly, dating site, probably sit with no context, probably safe to go like leave, right? Or something like, what should I do? Leave?
Yeah.
If it ends up negative,
If it's weird, leave.
leave. Yeah.
Leave earlier than you think.
Yeah, way earlier.
Yeah. True. It's like, yeah. Abandon it. Jump the ship. But you know what we don't want to jump ship on is the fact that this came from r/OKOP show.
Ooh, 2 out of 2 stories for this one.
2 for 2. Now, if you want to submit your story to have it read just like this, go to r/OKOP show, send in your story, or call 440-508-6567. We love reading y'all stories. It's our favorite thing ever.
That's great.
I, 36 female, met my husband, 37 male, 9 years ago on Plenty of Fish. I had been in
This
a
is like the second person that we recently read on Plenty of Fish.
Right? I think the other one was also a r/OKOP
Yeah,
show, right?
is Plenty of Fish good?
Are you just all on Plenty of Fish and we have no idea? I think I've made a profile before.
Yeah.
Have I?
Register now. We're about to.
No, Riley.
Riley makes it no dating.
Oh God.
Now that would kill me, dude.
Yeah, you would be murdered.
Yeah, make one for me and save your life, John.
There we go. Yeah, save a John life today. I had been in a dating slump because I didn't really want a ready-made family as I didn't have kids yet, and it was hard to find someone without a child or having children yet.
Oh, so maybe OP is a little older.
And it's like, hey, people my age already have kids, and that's kind of tough. Okay.
And that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah.
My stepbrother asked me if I had tried Plenty of Fish yet, since I had tried all the other dating apps. At this point, I hadn't, so I figured, why not?
Maybe it's an older crowd on Plenty of Fish.
There we go. That would make sense. But I feel like the last story was like super young too, like 20 or
Yeah.
something, right? But I could see you still being right.
I have no idea.
We are not not experts.
John and I are both not on dating.
That is correct. Because I'm in a relationship. To be clear.
Because I don't like him.
That's good. Because you want real human connection.
Yeah.
Oh, the other Plenty of Fish was the dude that tried to propose like
On the second date.
on the second
Yeah,
day.
there we go. Yeah, that's what that was. So after getting nothing but D-bags and F-boys, not talking about Sam here. Sorry. Sam's catching shrapnel. Sorry, guys.
Fire.
Friendly fire. Wanting nothing but an ONS.
What does that mean, Sam?
Only non-sexual.
Oh, I thought you'd know.
What is that?
Because you're a fuckboy.
Dude, poor Sam. Put some heart emojis in the comments for Sam today.
Yeah.
He's been catching fire. He's been catching
Boy's a
fire.
lover boy. He really isn't.
That's right.
One night stand.
Wow. There we go.
Damn. He's like, Sam knows all about
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I haven't
God.
had any one night. I've had one night stand.
I've had one accidental one night stand.
And it was accidental. I was down to it was with my neighbor.
Yo. Wait, that one over there?
I'm like looking out the window like,
Shireen?
wanting nothing but a one night stand. I'm not the type to go for that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not for me. I decided to give some men who were dads a try.
Okay.
Daddies.
Daddies. Yeah.
Ooh. As soon as I changed the filter on my Plenty of Fish profile to kids okay, I found my husband.
Wow.
Let's call him Brad.
Honestly, like being able to have, not necessarily, but sometimes having kids could be, at least it is an indicator that this guy fucks.
Drew, I was gonna say that they've been like responsible for raising a human being, which is like,
No, you can't say that.
Yeah, no.
You don't know that. You don't know if they're responsible for raising a human being because they could be
you're
a
right.
shit dad. But
You're
you
right.
do know that this guy fucks.
fair enough. Yes. Okay, there you go. The one thing we know for sure, only guaranteed.
That's the only guarantee. And if he has multiple kids, then maybe he does it well.
You got it, Bill. True enough. Is he good at it or at insemination?
That's true.
Maybe he busted so quick that
That is true. Honestly, it is I feel like it's evolutionarily helpful to bust quick if you think about it.
it is
But they're not happy with it. They always gotta say something about it.
part of evolution.
Oh man.
Riley, do you have another sad okay story time for us? Or? Okay.
They always say something about it every single time.
If I'm with a girl and I bust quick, they're gonna love it because they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's a compliment." Like they'll love me for it.
Is that true?
I hope so because I hope I do.
Hey, ladies, there's a reason he's called Big Protein for a reason. No further comment. Not quick protein. Fire has been returned, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, okay, honestly, if I do, I don't care because there's always gonna be round two, and I know I'm a trooper in round two.
There we go.
There we go.
That's the
That
answer.
is a sell.
You just got it. Bro.
Have you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street? Boom. Watch that scene.
Okay. I don't even know what the scene is.
I know this. I don't know if you should model your sexual lifestyle off of Wolf of Wall Street.
That was his wife. Out of all the ladies, that was his wife that happened to.
That's true.
There we go.
I didn't turn out well though.
But like in the moment.
That one moment was perfect.
Yeah.
Wow, we're firing on all cylinders today.
Guys, we are podcasting today, ladies and gentlemen.
Brought some good energy today.
There
I
we
was
go.
ready to podcast.
Same.
today.
Honestly, this has been a world-class session today.
banger
Absolutely.
sesh. It's because we've been missing it.
That's true. Yeah,
I really
yeah.
did miss you guys being like, am I the a-hole?
We're busting quick.
Busted.
It's been a minute. Okay.
Been a minute and we bust.
Yes, that's right. Okay. We're getting back to the story, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed
Where's
that
the no
wonderful
sex
banter.
sign, Riley?
Wonderful banter today, okay?
Yeah, no
all right,
sex.
back to the story. My man Brad.
Anyway, just really quick, my question is from Riley. Is it a compliment? Put your answers below.
There we go. The ladies of the show always let us know. Tell us what's up. He was good looking, around my age, and as dumb as it sounds, checked everything off on my list. A little backstory. I come from a broken home where my mom is married for 15 years now to my second stepdad, but from when I was 12, it was just the two of us.
Dang. Do people say broken home instead of divorce? Or does that just mean divorced?
I think it's like a synonym.
Yeah, that's so much sadder.
Yeah, it does sound a lot worse, honestly. My stepdad was abusive to both of us, and I was so happy when we finally left him.
Wow, okay.
Anyways, this caused me to be very picky about the men I dated and let into my life.
Fair. As you should be.
I can't remember, but I think I messaged him first on Plenty of Fish, but we hit it off and we started started talking constantly, exchanged phone numbers, texting, social medias, etc., etc. One day I was at work and I was talking with a coworker, let's call her Kathy, at the time 57 female, and she asked me to show her a picture of him. When I did, she explained that she knew Brad and her son were friends, but she went on to explain that she thought that he was still married.
Uh-oh.
He wasn't. Woo! His divorce had been final for a few months at that point.
Oh, wow. But it's fresh.
It's still a little fresh, yeah.
Man, but usually when you get divorced, you're kind of like not on good terms for a while.
Yeah, exactly. It might be a year when they kind of emotionally separated.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. I was so upset because I thought here that Brad seemed to be a wonderful guy, but he was still just married. So maybe OP's still a little on the fence about it.
So he's still...
OP's on the fence that he's just came out of a marriage.
Oh,
she's like, okay, it's a little fresh.
It is fresh. Yeah. But like we said, like it could be that they were separated for years potentially. The divorces can take a while.
This is true. Just my luck. The very next day, Kathy informed me that she had spoken to her son and realized that Brad was in fact single, and she told me to go for it because he is a great man. Well, come to find out, at this time, Brad owned his own small restaurant. That's kind of fire. That cool.
Is a major...
What a flex. Wait.
That's a green flag. Not a financial green flag because restaurants usually are very hard to operate and have razor thin margins, but cool.
But you can literally close out the restaurant for the night and be like, yo, babe,
let's set down a blanket and a bottle of wine.
That's kind of sick.
It's kind of
sick.
You
walk in and there's one candlelit table.
Oh, dude.
And your dong is on a plate.
Yep.
Can't beat it.
Oh, yeah. Baby, give me 60 seconds.
Here we go. Yeah. The Bus Quick Special.
Yeah. Quick protein on the menu.
What about that?
Throw quick protein in the comments, guys. How many can we get? How many can we get? That's it. I'm done. That's it. That's my last time ragging on Riley. We're done. But just do it, please. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay.
We love Riley.
We love you.
Riley.
You know we love you. Yeah. Now, he had this amazing made from scratch brick oven pizza and frozen stone ice cream parlor. Wow.
Whoa.
That's sick. Nice. So what did Kathy make me do? She'd ordered a pizza to go and made me pick it up just so I could meet him. That's cute. W, Kathy. I was so nervous when I got there. I'm sure my face was as red as a tomato. The same ones he was smashing to make that pizza. There was a nice guy, but not my hubby, behind the register, but I kept looking at him thinking that it didn't look like the pictures of Brad that I had seen.
Oh, so she's confused.
Yeah, she's looking at the wrong guy, being like, wait, what?
Been his brother.
I know I had to have been staring at him for a while because the guy said, is there anything else I can get for you? Which jerked me out of my thoughts, and I quickly said, oh, no, thank you. And I bolted out of the door. When I got back to work, Kathy asked me how it went, and when I told her that I didn't meet him, she got so frustrated that I didn't make an attempt to meet him that she called me and placed an ice cream order to go and made me pick it up again.
That's so funny.
Kathy is going for it. This time when I got there, the male employee wasn't up front, but a female employee. Let's call her Joy. I stood there for a second while waiting for my order, and when Joy asked if there was anything else she could do, I did it. I asked if Brad was there and if I could talk to him. She said, yeah, hang on a sec, and disappeared to the back. Next thing I know, a few minutes later, there he was.
In all of his glory.
Walking to the front, and my heart just started racing so fast.
Aww.
I introduced myself and said I apologized for the abruptness of my visit, but that Kathy was insistent that we meet in person.
That's cute. I'm getting cute vibes.
This is
cute vibes.
So great. I love this. Of course, between both orders, Brad and I had texted, and I explained that I had just picked up a pizza order and looked for him, but I didn't see him. He texted back and said that I should have asked for him. Anyway, after I explained everything, I could tell that he was nervous too.
Oh, this is adorable.
He was so quiet, but so sweet. I finally left after a few minutes, but I just had this feeling, this wonderful, warm feeling that I had just met my soulmate. Sorry to get sappy, lol. Don't apologize.
That's so cute.
We love this. We stand a good, sweet, sappy story. When I got back to work, I was happy to report to Kathy that I had, in fact, summoned the courage to meet Brad and the subsequent feelings that followed. She beamed and said, I knew it. And after that night, we spent all the time that we could together and texted and talked constantly. Oh. He and my son were living with my father-in-law at the time, helping with his mom, 57 female, who had dementia. About a week or so later, when I accidentally met my son and father-in-law, a week ago or so later is when I accidentally met my son and father-in-law. I had gone to the restaurant. I'm a little confused. What's happening now? I had met my son and father-in-law.
Like that is her father-in-law and her son.
Okay. So she's meeting the future stepson and future father-in-law by accident now, but obviously they're not the the father-in-law and stepson yet. I had gone to the restaurant and was waiting for Brad when they walked in. Here go the nerves again, LOL. They were so nice and kind, and my son, let's call him Timmy, 5 male, was so cute and sweet. It actually went very well. After all of that, everything else just seemed to fall into place. I was living on my own in a 2-bedroom townhouse, low-key flex, and they moved in with me after we dated for a couple of months.
Wait. Brad moved in?
Brad moved in with his kid.
Really?
To OP's 2-bedroom after a few.
I guess like he was still close to his mother-in-law or mother that had dementia. So I guess he was just getting out of the house where the mother had dementia.
He had his own house, but the mother was staying there.
Perhaps.
Because
Yeah.
I was like, if he owns a restaurant, like I imagine he would have like an.
He's not a homeless or
Yeah.
whatever.
They had razor thin bars.
Wait. Honestly, yeah, fair enough. There could be some truth there. But yeah, basically it seems like the dating was just going so well. They're just like, hey, let's move in together. This is going great. I know it seems too fast to our point in conversation.
Yeah, 3 months is fast, but when you're older, things move fast.
So it could be 4 or 5, who knows. And it was, but like they say, when you know,
Yeah,
you know.
no.
We got engaged shortly after that and married by the end of the year. Everything was perfect. Honestly, if Joy hadn't pushed Brad to come to the front to talk to me, I do not know where we would be. On our first date, he took me to his restaurant when it was closed and let me make my own pizza. And we took it back to my house and watched a movie. I mean, dude. Come on.
What a flex. Just kneading the dough.
Like, here, help me, let me show you.
You need it like this. And he gets behind her and just.
It's like the pottery scene from that movie with Patrick Swayze or whatever. See, I don't know movies, but I know that one.
Why? What movie is that? I don't know.
It's like a classic 80s movie where it's like, nah, babe, they're sitting next to a pretty phallic looking pottery setup.
And
He's like,
let me show you.
here
how
you
to
go,
do it.
babe. Yeah. Patrick Swayze pottery. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Come on. I know movies.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
replace that with dough. Come
You're
on,
in-
you're so in.
You're in like a twin. There you go.
I kind of want to see that. Can we see that scene really quick?
Yeah, let's see.
Give me the scene. The most famous pottery scene.
On our second or third date, I knew I was comfortable and had no reservations with him about
I
anything.
got you some water right there too.
We just sat on the couch listening to the rain outside.
Oh my God.
I had my head on his shoulder and his arm around me, and I actually fell asleep for several minutes. There was no pressure for anything, no expectations, just pure comfort and silence. And that is when I knew for sure that this was the man I had prayed and waited for.
Aw.
We just celebrated our eighth wedding anniversary on October of 2023.
OP.
He knows me better than anybody else in the world and is my rock and helps me keep my sanity when my crazy family starts crap. That's a whole different story, lol. Send that in, OP,
Yeah,
please. We did move fast. Just started talking in March 2015. Engaged June 2015. Married October 2015.
3 months to engage.
That's big.
Wow.
That's big. I can't explain it other than I've never felt more sure about something or someone in my life. We've now had our son, my bonus son, although let's face it, he's mine, 14 male, and our daughter, 5 female.
Cute.
Life isn't perfect by any means, but the family you choose / makes life easier, and I wouldn't change a thing. Too damn cute. Come on, man.
I love a wholesome ending.
Ugh.
I love a wholesome ending.
Perfect.
All right, can we do more wholesome stories?
Yeah, we'll get more.
Just make more wholesome stories. They're hard to come by.
Yeah, that's true. We have some crazy ones.
There are more broken people than wholesome people out there.
If you have wholesome stories, please submit them. We would love to hear them.
Send them
Not
in.
every story has to be crazy and terrible. It can be
That is true.
loving.
Like some dude said about cheating. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, dude. Just what people want.
Someone actually said in the comments recently that was like, hey, like, you guys can do other stories besides cheating and I'll still watch.
That's true. Hey, you know what? We hear you. We read the comments. We take the feedback.
We do read like a lot of the comments.
A lot.
So I'm so excited for them to see the video coming up.
It's going to be so good. You guys don't even know. You
guys
don't even know.
Or you might already know. Maybe this will come out before this one.
True. We'll see.
It could, because we might move it up in the production schedule.
Well, go check out our video about.
Well, this has been a wholesome story.
That has.
A very fun episode. If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow.